Perfect. Well, good evening, everyone, Florida Rum Society crew and additional guests. We are really excited for another virtual happy hour here. We have quite a lineup. Three fantastic individuals have decided to join us. One of them, it's very late at night, so we appreciate the flexibility to Florida time. But I am, of course, we're always happy to see our Perry godmother, Kate Perry, returning to us once again. This is your third appearance, so Kate, now you are officially the one that's been our most guested guest.
I love that.
Do we have her award, Jay? Do we have her award?
I've sent her the awards in the mail, so she should get it.
Yes, perfect.
And but Kate, you want to introduce your friends?
Yeah, hi guys. Thank you so much for coming and joining and sipping rum with us. Jay, thank you so much for putting this together. You are just the most just enthusiastic, energetic, just godsend for putting this community together. Like, it's really amazing what has happened even in the last year in Florida, where I know that there's a lot of rum drinkers, but it really feels like the Florida rum drinkers have united, and you guys are all like forming just such a cool community down there. I can't wait to come back. Jay reminded me that just a couple of days ago was the anniversary of the first and only ever in-person session that we did, that I got to come kick it with you guys up in Orlando and spend the evening pouring rum and talking about it and getting to know you guys a little bit. So I'm really happy that 1 year later I get to be with you, even though not in person. But in lieu of being able to treat you guys to a drink in person, I did stick a drink in the mail to everybody. So it's on the way. You should be getting a little envelope in the next couple of days where I wanted to buy you guys a drink. And seeing it that Transcontinental is kind of a boat themed range, there's this lovely little boat themed bar that maybe you guys have heard of up in St. Augustine called Boat Drinks. So there's a coupon for a drink to go enjoy at my dear friend Rob Crabtree's bar up in St. Augustine. So maybe you guys can meet up there together or go up separately. Everybody has two, so bring a friend. And go kick it at Rob's bar. I'm so sorry that I can't be there in person to cheers you, but I just wanted to send you guys something to help foster your community and help you drink this beautiful, beautiful spirit that we have coming. I also brought two friends with me. I don't know if any of you guys have met my colleague. I have a colleague based in New York. His name is Jan Warren. Jan is a very hilarious person. He has lots of dad jokes. He has a really cute daughter. He knows a lot. He's a really great educator. He's very passionate. He's basically his resume was that he was the only one I knew who had rented a Jeep and gone to tour Claren producers on his own. And so he was a very obvious person for us to want to include in the company. So Jan, say hi.
And he's gonna cry. Hey everybody, how you doing? I was getting to know John and Jay and Trevor a little earlier, and it's great to be here. I get down to Florida a lot because I'm a New York Jew, and that's what we do. So I kind of feel like Florida's kind of a little second home, and I'm looking forward to coming down there pretty soon.
He's also a golfer, so if any of y'all want to hit the range with him, a range? What is it?
I'm going on Saturday. Come on down, Jan.
Where are you playing?
Do not tempt him.
Actually, no joke. Somebody, a good friend of mine's wife, called my girlfriend and tried to talk her into going to Miami this weekend, like yesterday. Anyway, is there a golf board game? There's not, but golf is a boring game, even for people who play it a lot. It's just so frustrating and terrifyingly humiliating. That's why I do it, really, because it's humiliating.
Well, it's just really an excuse to drink rum outside and hit things, right?
There you go.
There we go. And then I'm also so just beyond thrilled to introduce you guys to someone that I just love beyond. The first time that I met Johann, I was actually with Jan. We were in Paris and we walked into La Maison de Whiskey where Johann was working on the floor, and he just took such great care of us that when he then came to visit New York, we got to take him out on the town, which was one of my favorite nights in New York ever. And then shortly after that, he let me know that he was joining the team for La Maison and Bellier. So Johann is also the guy on the other side of the water who gets things onto container ships that come to America to get us the rum. So I know that you guys thank me often for bringing in this rum, but it's really not me. It's really Johann. He's the guy to thank because he makes the magic happen. And then he recently just took over as brand manager for the Transcontinental range, which I'm so excited about. This is a range that we just had the second release hit. It has just been wildfire. So much thanks for you guys. I know that you guys are, I think, about to be on your third order, which is just wonderful. I was really excited, especially to send you some of that Trinidad. If you guys got to taste that Trinidad, it is spectacular. So the new range just hit. This is the first time that we have had Johann over. It's very, very late for him as he's based in Paris, but I will turn this over to Johann, and I know Jan is going to chime in with some points as well. And I'm just going to sit back and enjoy in my car here because I've been out running around pouring rum in glasses all day. So again, thank you guys so much for joining. I cannot wait until we can do this again in person. I really hope that you guys are able to make it up to Boat Drinks and have a drink on us at Rob's just absolutely beautiful bar. I can't wait till I get to go to Boat Drinks again personally and also come and visit y'all. So let's talk about Transcontinental and this really cool, exciting new range that just hit. Jan and Johann, I'll let you guys take it from there.
Thank you very much, Kate. Thank you for this introduction. I'm really happy to be with you guys tonight. Normally at that time of the year, I should have been in Martinique because last week it was the Carnival in Martinique, so it would have been maybe easier in terms of time zone. But anyway, I'm in Paris right now, and it's really not a problem for me to be up at 1 a.m. because I'm able to share my passion with you. Like Kate said, I mean, it has been a wonderful journey on my side. Almost 3 years ago, I was working. You can hear me? I was thinking there some network problem. 3 years ago, I was working in La Maison Whiskey retail store. I mean, I've always been passionate about rum, but it was maybe more like a hobby because my mom is from Martinique, my dad is from Guadeloupe, so I was born in the rum, like we say. So, but when I started to want to work in this industry, I would never think that I would be in such place right now. So I'm really happy to be with you guys, to present you, to introduce you to the second range of Transcontinental Rum Line, of which I am really proud. So should I directly?
There was just some noise. I muted it, John.
Okay, that's fine. It's fine. Okay, we can start. I'm gonna show you a short brand presentation about this new range to let you know what are the new rum within that second range of Transcontinental Rum Line. And after that, I mean, feel free to ask me any question you have. We are really here also to speak, to debate about rum. I'm just a passionate like you guys, so I'm looking forward to speak with you. So I'm gonna share. Okay, that's it. Okay, can you see my screen?
Yes, we can see
okay,
it. And I can't wait. I can't wait for the throwdown on which one everyone's favorite is, since you said we're ready for a debate, because
Yes.
People
Yeah,
are already, they're already got their wheels turning. They're like, oh, I'm gonna fight for this one until the
we're gonna make a vote at the end.
Johann is going to see the real force of the American rum geeks.
I don't know that he wants to.
So just to introduce the brand, Transcontinental Rum Line. So this range was born almost 5 years ago. At that time, it was to celebrate the 60th anniversary of La Maison de Whisky, because La Maison Vellier is a subsidiary of La Maison de Whisky, and Vellier is the French, the Italian company. So it's really, it's our DNA. We have developed this range with the main purpose was really to have a rum range in which we could demonstrate our know-how in terms of spirit selection. Our idea is always to select the best spirits we can. Of course, depending if it's the core range or the single cask, we won't put the same type of rum, but the idea is always to select the best rum we can, and to make them match with the positioning, the idea we want to share with the people. So all our rum, and this is really the DNA of Transcontinental Rum Line. We are always going to share as much as information we can. First of all, when we can, we are revealing the distillery, but we cannot always do it. But at least we can do it offline. So later, if you want, I can always disclose you the distillery. But we are always going to give you the aging condition, tropical and continental aging. I mean, it was not such a subject in the past. I mean, people didn't really care about the difference between tropical and continental aging. But I think that right now it's really important to give the information to the customers, because they need to know how it's going to impact the evolution of your rum. I'm not here to say that tropical aging is better than continental aging. I will always prefer a tropical aged rum, but I also like a lot of continental aged rum. So, but to my mind, the most important thing is to let people know, okay, this rum is from, for instance, from Jamaica, but he has spent 3 years on the island, and then it was moved 2 years more in Europe, for instance. Or this one was almost only aged in continental weather. Another thing is that we never modify the rum except by reducing it if we are not doing a cask strength. So no sugar added and no coloring in our rum. To my mind, this is just the normal to do it. But I mean, we know that it's not always the case in the rum industry. And once again, I'm not here to say that this is better, or this is better to do this or not. But this is how we do it. We don't want to add any sugar or caramel or any coloring in our rum, and this is our way to do it. So this is really the main values of this range. So
I'll speak on behalf of all of us that we appreciate the transparency, right? There's no saying what's right or necessarily wrong, but the fact that you guys are so clear with what is in the bottle really is a great breath of fresh air, for sure.
Yeah, I think that in general, people now are asking for more transparency in what they're gonna eat or drink, and in our field, this is the spirit industry. Our main objective is to give more transparency to the people. And okay, if we have to say the aging condition, and and the fact that we don't add anything to our rums, this is for us just a normal thing.
Yeah, just to expand on tropical versus continental, just for 1 second. The respective aging conditions are just going to bring out different qualities in the rum, right? you might like the qualities that continental aging brings out. You might like the qualities that tropical aging brings out. Neither thing is inherently better than or worse than the other, unless you have a particular taste preference that tells you. But it's a subjective thing. It's for you to figure out. It's not an ideal one way or the other. It's ideally one way if you want to call it like pure product of Scotland. Your Scotch should be aged in Scotland, right? If you want to call it pure product of Jamaica, maybe have it aged in Jamaica. But that's really the only thing, is that kind of transparency that's really important. And I'm going to pass it back to Johann.
No, thank you. Yeah, you're right, because if you compare to the Scotch industry, there are much more rules. Now in the rum, we have much more diversity. There is less rules. So I mean, it's not a problem at all. But at least let people know what they are drinking. This is, to my mind, the most important. So introducing the new car range, people might know the first car range we released 2 years ago in the States. The packaging, the label was a bit different. We still have the same boat, but we just we are just using a new font, etc. And we are trying also to give to, at the same time, to be transparent, but also to let people understand what we want to say and what we want to give to as information to the people. Because okay, you can tell about tropical and continental aging, but if you never heard about it, it won't mean anything for you. So right now on all our labels, so you're gonna have a clear age statement, so tropical and continental aging. So for instance, this is Australia 2013. We're going to speak about it later, but you can see that, okay, this is a 6 years old rum, but he has spent 4 years, in Australia first, and then 2 years more in Europe. And we're going to give you also the type of distillation and the barrel information, because of course a pot still rum is different from a column still rum. And for instance, the distillery Binley, because this is a Binley rum, they have both, but this one is just a 100% pot still rum. It was aged in a French oak, because when we got it back in Europe, we put it in a big oak barrel containing almost 3,000 liters, and they used to contain cognac. And after that, we're going to give you just 3 indicators to give you a quick idea about the rum. So the fruitiness, the spiciness, and the sweetness. Well, this one, normally you're never going to see any dot on the sweet regarding the sweetness, because we do not have any sugar in our rum. But in that case, okay, this one is half fruity and full spicy and no sweet. So introducing you guys the new car range. So this year, for this first release, you have 5 different SKUs. So 3 are going to be permanent: the Panama, the Australia, and the Jamaica WP. And the 2 red labels, the Fiji 2014 and the Trinidad 2001, are a small batch. I don't really like this term small batch, because it doesn't mean anything, in fact, because a small batch can means 2 casks or 10 or 20 casks, depending your production. But well, we decided to keep it on for this release, but I think that in the future we're gonna remove it. But just to let you know, small batch in this case, the Fiji is a blend of 3 casks, and the Trinidad is a blend of 2 casks. So that's really small batches.
So if someone wants to grab, let's say, 2 of the more limited ones, they should look at those red labels.
Yeah, exactly.
Good to know.
Or you can even go to the red wine labels. which means it's a single cask, so it's even more limited.
We have some of the Fiji that I know we've had for a while. There you go.
Yeah, exactly. Introducing you the 4 single casks we did last year, but so yeah, there were 2 Jamaica from Hamden. One was aged in bourbon cask, the second one was aged in cognac cask, and then there were 1 single cask of Fiji and the other one from Belize. And this year we are planning to produce much more single cask because we are now present in 25, 26 states. So, I mean, a single cask, it's really limited. So if we are able to give people more single casks, we will be happy to do this. And like you can see on the single cask, you have a different boat for each label.
Hey, John, for the non-single cask one, a slide backwards.
Yeah.
Someone asked if were the colors picked with any purpose or just because they looked like a pretty rainbow?
I didn't say anything about the color because yeah, in the past when the range was developed, the colors used to mean something. So the green was for all the Spanish styles, Spanish rum style, the blue one for the navy strain, the purple one for the oceanic rum. But I mean, to my mind, it doesn't mean anything. I mean, from now, the Panama always going to be green, the Australia always going to be purple, and the Jamaica always going to be blue. And we are planning to release more of these 3 SKUs this year. And so now people will know that the green means Panama, purple Australia, and blue Jamaica. And the red one are for the small batch, but since we are going to stop this naming in the future, I mean, I will use some new colors, orange, red, or I don't know, yellow, but more for specific bottling. For instance, if I have, just saying this is for as an example, let's say I would like to bottle some Venezuela rum for you guys. I might develop a orange label, but it doesn't mean anything. In the past, we used to have one color in terms of style of rum, but right now it's more about the country and the origin. And the thing is, we really want to have this the 3 Panama, Australia, and Jamaica as permanent SKUs in the United States.
Perfect.
But it doesn't mean that this is my job. I'll always want to find something new. So I'm going to try to get you some different origin. And my main objective is to get you guys some agricole rum. But this is the most difficult. But we're going to be able to speak about this later.
All right.
So just to show you some of the bottlings we did in the past for both Europe and the United States. So we have almost covered all the Caribbean Sea. We started also in Oceania with Australia and Fiji. So I hope that in the future I will be able to bottle, for instance, some rum from Africa, from Asia, or from United States. So also you have Privateer or other distilleries in the United States. So Transcontinental, to my mind, is really here to represent the diversity of rum. So if I'm able to bottle new origins, that will be my pleasure. And this is really my objective for the next years. So to speak a little bit about more about the product you're drinking now, guys. So first of all, the Panama 2011. This SKU is really a classic within the Transcontinental Rum Line for both Europe and the United States. I mean, the rum from Panama are great. I mean, I'm not since I'm coming from Martinique and Guadeloupe, I always been drinking agricole rum, so pure cane juice rum. So I discovered later the molasses rum, especially molasses rum from Panama, Cuba, Venezuela, etc. This type of rum, but I was immediately charmed by this kind of rum. I mean, they are not to say that they are sweet, because it depends if they are sweet if you have sugar in it, but without adding any sugar, you still have this sweetness, but at the same time it's a little bit dry, and you have all this flavor. Of course, some vanilla, some coconut, some caramel. I mean, it's really I would say easy to sip rum. It's not, to my mind, bad to say this, because sometimes you don't want to have something too funky or too explosive after a hard day of work. You just want to drink something nice and easy. And to my mind, this Panama 2011 is just a perfect example. So this one is bottled at 43 ABV. We could have bottled it higher. I already tried some Panama rum at 55 or even more, but 43 is really a nice ABV to have. At the same time, a lot of aromas, but it's not too strong, and you can really enjoy it easily. So this one is from the Varela Hermanos distillery. So they are producing the rum Jobello. And this one we buy it directly from them, and we always buy some rum first age at the distillery. They have a specific type of aging. They are using, it's not really a Solera. They are calling it dynamic aging, because the guy he explained me last time, as if on one pallet you're gonna have 5 barrels. The barrel in the middle is going to use it to fill the 4 other barrels due to the angel share. So and year after year, the pallet is at the beginning on the top, and one after years it goes one step
lower.
Lower. Exactly. Thank you.
Of course.
So they really have a specific type of aging, and to my mind, that's what makes them exceptional. It's a bit a shame, because right now, from this year in the European Union, they are not taking account anymore the dynamic aging, only the static aging. So they're going to take into account only, for instance, a 3 years old is going to be a rum that has spent 3 years in the barrel. They won't take account the average age. So, for instance, this one is 9 years old. Now in the Europe, I don't know if we could call it a 9 years old because of this dynamic aging. But I mean, it's due to the rules and the law, but it's different in the United States. So we might don't need to adapt the labels for this market.
That's just a distinction between the rum moving to another barrel, right? All that rum, all that liquid is actually the same age. It's 5 to just to retouch that. It's 5 barrels on a pallet standing up with 4 on the corners and 1 in the middle. And that 1 in the middle sees the least evaporation because it's protected by its brothers around it, right? So as those other barrels on the outside evaporate and lose liquid, then you refill from the middle barrel. So all that rum is the same age and in barrels for the same amount of time.
But the year after is going to go down.
Right. And then it moves down in heat zones in the aging warehouse. But it's not a Solera system where you're mixing different ages of rum, but because of the legality, because it moves from this one barrel to these other barrels, you have to maybe change the age statement. Because when you move it, the aging would start again, sort of.
Yeah, this is really unique. I mean, like you're saying, it's different from the Solera, but they really have this unique type of aging, and that's what makes them so great, I would say. So this one was I would say a 6 years dynamic aging, and then when we took it it's a 7 years dynamic aging, and then when we took it in France, it was a static aging, because we have a aging cellar in Cognac, in the Cognac region, and we are practicing, like, I would say, regular aging. Not to say that dynamic aging is not regular, but it's more regular in France to do it like this. So okay, just a classical Panama rum, and we're gonna producing it permanently in the future, so you will be able to find it in the store easily, hopefully. So to show you the column still from Varela Hermanos, and the important thing also at this distillery is that they are using the cane, the bagasse. How do you say?
I mean, I say bagasse all the time, but it's just to explain what that is. It's when the cane goes through the mill and is squeezed. It's left, the fibrous husk is left over. You leave that out. It dries up, and then they're using it to fire the stills here.
Thank you.
It's actually something that you see much more commonly in more sort of rustic distillation setups, or less commercial distillation setups. For instance, this would be a very common practice in Haiti with our Clarence producers there.
In Haiti, River Antoine, they are doing it also.
Yep.
So yeah.
Yeah.
Second one. So Australia 2013. Honestly, I was quite surprised the first time I tried Australian rum, because first I didn't even know when I was younger that they were producing rum. But I mean, as long as you can produce cane, you can produce rum. So, and Australia, they do have a lot of sugar cane in the country. So this one is from Binley Distillery. Hello, Steve Margary, if you're with us. But so 100 parts still. Binley is a really old distillery. They started producing rum on a boat. So we're gonna see a picture just after that. It's quite funny. And now, yeah, there are maybe the most important representant in the rum world for Australia, because this is, to my mind, the main distillery they have in the country. So 100 100 pot still distillation. So this rum was aged first 4 years in Australia in bourbon barrel, classic. And when we got it in France, we decided to put it in a big oak barrel, French oak barrel that used to contain cognac. So to my mind, we decided to put it in cognac cask to really enhance the cinnamon, the roasted coffee beans, and all these flavors. Because otherwise, the one I tried, which are only aged in bourbon cask, I do love them. They are really great, but they are much more on the vanilla and the caramel. To my mind, since we have aged it in a cognac cask, it really enables us to develop some of the flavors and to really enjoy this Australian one. And we decided to reduce it at 48. We could have bottled it even higher, because sometimes when you receive samples from Binley are always at 75, 70, so which is really, really high. But 48 is, to my mind, you can get a good balance. It's still high enough to get the whole flavor of the rum, and it's not too high, so you won't get your mouth burns either. So to my mind, this one within the range was really a great discover, and I'm looking forward to bottle more Australia, because we're gonna get we are going to make this queue permanent also, but we're gonna just move to another vintage. So the next Australian rum we're gonna get in the US is going to be 2014, but same age and same ABV. Maybe I'm gonna bottle it at 50. It depends. If you guys you tell me that, okay, Johann, we want an Australian rum at 50, I might do it for you.
Yeah, there's already someone said yes, please do.
Okay.
There's already one vote for.
Okay. Or if you prefer, we can always also make a single cask strength.
I mean, we can do that too. We should talk about that at some point.
So look at the first Binley distillery boat. So really a great part of history. And the picture on the right, is the actual pot still at the distillery. And you have also a column behind it. But this rum is 100% pot still. Third expression, so Jamaica, WP. So like I was saying before, I mean, we are not allowed to display the name of the distillery on the label, but I mean, WP, I think that maybe I think that you already know what it means, the WP by
John, for what we know, we obviously do know what it means, but it's funny that for that one, you put the WP as opposed to the others. There's no like hint anywhere. Is there a reason behind that?
Yeah, but because you have many, fine, not many, but you have different distillery in Jamaica. I mean, for instance, last year we bottled some single cask and they were called Jamaica HG for Hamden. So the WP for Worsley Park, obviously. So that enables us to let people know where the rum that's come from, even if we cannot officially display the distillery. And I mean, you can Hamden and Worsley Park are both Jamaican, but are also really different. So to my mind, it's also good to let people know that this one is from Worsley Park. And it's not like Hamden, because even if they are both 100 pot still, they are not producing exactly the same way. So this one is the youngest from the range, 2015. But you know that a good Jamaican rum doesn't need to be old to give you pleasure. So this one is a 5 years old. He has spent three years in Jamaica, in the marvelous Lulas Valley. I hope I will be able to see this Lulas Valley one day, because it really seems to be such a great place. And after that, so he spent 2 years more in Europe. We decided to bottle it at 57 ABV because it's the Navy string. You know the story about the Navy string? Because in the past, the English Marine, they used to give a rum tot every day to their soldiers. And those guys, to check if the rum was high enough, they used to mix it with gunpowder proof. And if the gunpowder was still burning, it means that it was 100 proof, which means 57 ABV force. So to keep this kind of this part of the history, we decided to bottle it at Navy string. And I also think that a good Jamaican rum needs to be high enough. So 57 is maybe a good limit. It's not too high enough, but you can really get all the flavors of your rum thanks to this. So really a classical Jamaican rum with a hint of smoke, you have all these exotic fruit flavors in it, a lot of pineapples, mango, bananas. I mean, you really get the Jamaican funk. So in the interview I did for the FRS, I would think that one of my favorite cocktail is a kind of Jamaican Negroni. So I'm mixing this rum, so Jamaica WP 2015, with some red vermouth and some red bitter, and this is really extraordinary. I mean,
I know we
I
have
could,
a bunch of rum Negroni fans out there, so I'm sure that some of them are grabbing their bottle now.
guys, yeah, you really should try it. This is really one of my best cocktail ever, and you really have a good kick because I mean you're just mixing alcohol with alcohol, but you if you just putting one third, and one third, you will have a great balance, and it's not too sweet and too strong. It's just perfect. So yeah, if you have the chance to do it, please do it and let me know what you think about it.
Oh, Phil just asked what the recipe. What was the recipe again? One more time.
So I can speak in terms of centiliters or it's just one third, and one third. And
yeah,
big ice.
I'm gonna write it in the I'll write it in the comments.
Thanks, Jen.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah. So yeah, I was speaking about the Udas Valley in Jamaica, and on the right you have the wonderful pot still from Morsi Park. They have some wood around them. We spoke about it with Jan a few times ago. We think that it's for better isolation, but you never check. Yeah,
I didn't get any info from them yet. No.
we need to ask Alex. You're gonna tell us. First reference. So the Fijian one. The Fijian one. I mean, this was also a great discovery in my rum journey. I mean, those from Fiji. I mean, if you do like the funkiness of the Jamaican rum or the Guyanan rum, of course you're gonna like the rum from Fiji. I mean, they are so great. So this one is a 2014. In that case, he has spent more time in Europe compared to in the Fiji, but we have been able to develop a great rum because it is so powerful. He has so much esters that even as a 2 years old, it was already a great rum. But we decided to let it rest a little bit more in Europe to get him ready. We already bottled some Fiji for the US. It was in the first core range of Transcontinental. To be honest, it's going to be difficult to bottle some Fijian rum in the future because you might know that plantation has secured the supplying of Fijian rum. But anyway, I mean, that's good for us because they are really, so the South Pacific distillery is really producing great rum. We do have a few more casks, but now we're gonna keep them a little bit more. So maybe just releasing one cask by year. We will see. We have to decide, but don't be afraid. We still have some Fiji cask in our room, but we can't right now make it a permanent SKU. But we might produce maybe one single cask this year or the year after. So enjoy this one for now. So this one is a blend of 3 casks, bottled at cask strength. So 56 ABV, almost 57. To my mind, that's the best way to enjoy this rum. I mean, in the first color range, we bottled it at 48, but to my mind, you don't even need to reduce this type of rum because they are so complex and aromatic. You doesn't even feel the alcohol. But if you have already tried the Fijian rum, you can see that it has some similarity with the Jamaican rum or the Guianan rum, but at the same time, it's different. You have this smoky notes, you have this also this exotic flavor, a bit of dunder also flavor, but how to say, the Fijian one is also more vegetal and a bit more floral. They are able to develop higher cell rum, but it's really different from the Jamaican one. So it's really due to their production process. I don't know specifically how they do it, but I really like the way they develop their own style of rum, and I think that in the future the Fijian rum are going to be more and more known and renowned in the realm of world, because until now, I mean, we are always speaking about the Caribbean rum and rum from South America, but yeah, Oceania is coming too with Australia and Fiji, and they are really producing great rum. And I think that in the future, more and more people will be able to try them and enjoy them. So that's why I'm really happy to be able to bottle this kind of rum for you guys, and for the Transcontinental Rum Line range, because our purpose is also to really represent the diversity of rum.
Yeah, and the reason they let Johann do the tasting note writing is because I think that this one is delicious and I love it, but I always describe it as drinking a malted milkshake through a hot garden hose. It's got some rubber. It's got this kind of malty vanilla. It's a really, really, really beautiful rum. I really love it too.
Did you see, someone said in the chat, Meredith said in the chat, of course, that it's like a less intense sibling to the single cast release, brighter, fresher fruit compared to the single cast. The single cast was the feral emo sibling. I thought that was a very good write-up.
Compared to I can give you also the difference with the single cask. This one was aged to age this Fiji 2014. We use 3 casks that used to contain Fiji 2009. So in fact, it was a Fiji aged in a rum barrel. Compared to the single cask we released this year, this one was aged in a cognac cask. So that's why maybe this one, the small batch, is a bit more funky and explosive and complex. I mean, I do love the cognac aging, but to age a Fijian rum in a cask that used to contain Fijian rum, I mean, to my mind, this is even better. I mean, I would like to do this every time, like to age a rum within a cask that used to contain a rum from the same origin. I mean, we are always speaking about bourbon cask, cognac cask, or whatever. So why not to do? Why can't we do also rum aging? It should be the most natural. So this one is also, I mean, a really great expression of Fiji. And to finish, the famous first the South Pacific distillery. So you can see on the right pictures, those are the still from the distillery, and they used to belong to a whiskey distillery in New Zealand. So in fact, those stills were not specifically designed to produce rum, but to produce whiskey in the past. So that's why maybe also the South Pacific distillery is able to develop its own style of rum, because they just bought this still from New Zealand that used to make whiskey. They have their own molasses on site. I mean, they are really, to my mind, they are really developing their own style, and that's a great pleasure to drink and to. I wish I would be able one day to visit the Fiji archipelago and also to visit this distillery, because they are really doing great work. So the last one, the famous one, the Trinidad 2000. So this one is maybe one of the older rum we have ever bottled within that transcontinental range. So it's 19 years old. He has spent almost all the time in Trinidad, 17 years in Trinidad, and just 2 more years in Europe. So this one is a blend of just 2 casks from TDL distillery or Fernandez. It's a distillery that is producing Angostura, to say it, but they are also able to produce some dry rum. I mean, this rum, if you don't know that it's from Fernandez, sometimes you can almost think that it's a Caroni, but it's not a Caroni. It's from Fernandez. So yeah, this one is really one of my favorite bottling of Transcontinental all time. It's almost like an old cognac. I mean, it's almost like a 50 years old cognac. If you drink it blind, sometimes you don't even know that it's a rum because it's so complex and so woody. You have also this rancio flavor. I mean, it's really an amazing product. In fact, I think we made a mistake. We should have bottled 2 single casks of Trinidad 2001 instead of 1 small batch. It would have been even better. But no, I'm happy we did this. So we are able also to speak about the range in general. And I know that I don't remember the price in the US, but all I know is that for such a product, it's to my mind really a great. You have a great balance between quality and price. I mean, this is really one of the best rum I ever tried, all category.
I will say that Captain Rob of Boat Drinks, who everyone's going to be visiting soon with their drinks from Kate, just said it's well worth the price, and I would echo that. I had a chance to try it over the weekend, and it is a beautiful expression of rum. So it's really, really good, really good.
Thank you. I mean,
this is the most limited one of the line, but you guys knocked it out of the park with this one for sure.
No, thank you. And I'm trying to bottle more Trinidad. I will try to bottle more Trinidad of this type in the future. Just to tell you, I tried a couple of weeks ago some Trinidad from 2000 and 2002, and the 2002 it was really like the 2001. So I hope that I will be able to bottle it next year or the year after. But I mean, if I can bottle this type of rum every day, I mean, I would be happy to do it. This one was just perfect. So a rum produced in a column still. So like to say that usually people will think that a column still is gonna give you a light rum that has no flavor, but this one, okay, it was distilled from molasses and in a column still, but after spending 70 years in a bourbon cask in Trinidad, he was able to develop so many good aromas, and we decided to keep it 2 more years in Europe to let it rest a little bit more, and also to reduce the angel share, because you know that in tropical aging, okay, your rum gonna age 3 or 4 times quicker, faster than in Europe, but the angel share is around 8 to 10% compared to continental weather, when your rum is gonna mature much more slowly, but you have also really reduced angel share. So I think that's why also we like to mix continental and tropical aging to keep this good balance between, okay, we want to have a rum that have already nice flavor, but at the same time we don't want also to lose too much, and to let the oak have too much influence on the rum. So yeah, this one is maybe one of the time when we had the chance to have the best balance between all we are looking for. And just to let you see, so the still from TDL Fernandez. So they do have a quite big still and a high column still, but I mean they are also able to develop a really great form. Lastly, since transcontinental to my mind means transparency, I also want to introduce you guys to Scare, because Scare is maybe one of the most important company in the rum industry, but at the same time, one of the less known company in this industry too. So Scare is a company from the Netherlands. It has more than 3 centuries of existence right now, because it was created in 1712. So it's maybe the biggest rum provider, rum supplier in the rum. I mean, you can even you can call them and say, okay, guys, I would like to buy 1,000, 2,000 liters, whatever you want. So okay, you can buy anything from them. So, but I really like to work with Scare because they do know rums. I mean, this is their specialty. They have also a subsidiary, which is the main rum company, which is based in Liverpool. If you want young rums, you're gonna buy them from Scare, and if you want older rums, you're gonna buy them from the main rum. That's how they divide the business. So a lot of actors in the rum industry are buying from them, some other brand, and we are buying from them. We do like to buy directly from the distillery, but it's not always possible. So we have to work with some company like Scare. But I mean, it's not a problem for me to talk about it, because a lot of company are doing like us, and at least we want to share it with the people. And our added value is that every time we're gonna buy from Scare or from the main rum, we're gonna age those rum in our aging cellar in cognac. So it's not just about buying and bottling. We are also working on the rum. We're gonna use some different type of cask. For instance, I just bought two Armagnac casks. Each of them are 400 liters. So I'm gonna do a little experimentation in the next week. I'm gonna fill some Long Pond STC in this Armagnac cask for 6 or 12 months, and to see what happens, and maybe to bottle a young Long Pond rum aged in an Armagnac cask. So okay, this is some news for you, but I mean I don't know what is gonna be. So, but hopefully we might have some good results. So I just wanted to say this to underline the fact that okay, we are working with Scare or the main rum, but at La Maison Vellier, we do like to work on our rum also, and to really try to make some tests. To sometimes we fail, but I mean this is part of the job, and I mean I'm working. My president are Luca Gargano and Thierry Benita, and they are both great leaders in that industry. And for instance, Luca Gargano is always trying something new. So I'm trying to get some inspiration from those guys in order to really explore the limits of the rum industry. So like you can see on the picture, you have some, you can see on the left the big barrels of rum at scale, and on the right it's the barrels from the main rum company.
So there aren't a lot of people who I hear talk about their jobs, and I'm like, oh, I hate this person. I'm so jealous. But Johann gets to experiment with aging Long Pond. That's like part of his job. Let's move it to this Armagnac cask for 6 months, maybe 12 months. I'll taste it in 6. I'll see if it's okay. If I don't like it, then I'll leave it for another 6 months, maybe another year after that. Who knows, guys? It might be delicious. It might not. Think about that. Think about that as your job. You get to play with some of the best distillate on the planet. That is spectacular. And I hate you.
Guys, this is the best part of the job, yeah, you know it.
That's funny.
So thank you, guys. I hope you have been able to understand me. I mean, I don't know. I never know if how good my English is or not. So I do have a strong French accent. So feel free to write or to ask me any question if you want me to explain anything a little bit more.
Yeah, I think if people have, first of all, it was fantastic. I don't know that I had any problems with any English, so great job. If questions, feel free to throw them out, everyone. Favorites? Which one will you defend till the death?
Yeah, we have to do the poll, right? We got to do some poll of some kind.
Can you do a poll in that'd be interesting. Let me
Of course you can.
Is this something that you are going to tell me that I should know how to do already, John?
Yep, that's exactly what I was going to tell you.
Thank you, the River Pirate 13. Thank you.
Get a lot.
Jay, as the host, I think you would have to do it. But if you can't figure it out, we can just have everybody type their favorite in the chat. That might be a better and easier way.
We can do that. Yeah, I don't see a button for.
Or if everybody just screams it out at the same time, and then we have no idea. That's good too.
That works too. I mean, I'm not opposed to that.
And,
all right, on the count of 4, no.
About the preview, the future agricole. I mean, I prefer to keep it as a secret for now, because I mean this is maybe the most difficult challenge to get agricole rum for an independent bottler, because I mean it's a tiny production. I mean, and it's you have a lot of laws and about this. For instance, if you want to say Martinique, you are obliged to bottle it in Martinique. You have a lot of limitations. So okay, I hope that within a few months I will be able to say, okay, guys, I'm gonna bottle agricole rum for the United States within the Transcontinental Rum Line. But right now, I prefer to say nothing more to avoid any frustration.
Yeah, one thing I really personally love about this lineup in general is that it is an intense variety of rum. So you get to learn about distillation technique, you get to learn about regional styles, you get even to learn about fermentation, right? I mean, the Australia and the Jamaica are both pot still rums, but wildly different. And a lot of that is because the fermentations of those rums is totally different. You know, one is selected yeast, really controlled fermentation, and one is sort of a cultured yeast, like a sourdough starter sort of, and a little wilder a fermentation, a little less control over heat, etc. And you get more flavor out of the wilder, stranger fermentation with maybe some bacteria in there. You're going to create a higher ester rum in the same kind of distillation equipment, and that really is a cool thing. And you know, the reason this presentation is kind of set up the way it is, going from Panama to Australia to Jamaica to Fiji to Trinidad, is because it gives you a chance, to kind of warm your palate up, right? You're going from relatively neutral distillate, heavy barrel influence in something like the Panama, and into some other more powerfully flavored raw distillates.
Okay. Here we are. Howdy.
Yep. Oh, I saw.
Here's what we've been drinking.
What's the
Yeah.
favorite, John?
Here's got we love them all. Number one, everybody here loves them. And everybody's got different favorites. So we love them all. They're great.
Australia,
Panama.
Panama.
Oh man.
We're having a good time here.
I feel like John Atkins, you're the guy that's here, like, you know, go to the store and you're like, okay, I'll take everyone. And the guy's like, everyone? Everyone.
But you know what? I did everybody a favor. I kept us on mute because you all could not hear the chatter going on behind. Hey, I definitely want to watch the recording after the fact so I can hear everything that went on. We got parts of it, but you know, we got Dimitri here, so what can I say?
Address that problem.
Your head like that.
Anyway, we've had a great time. This has been awesome. These rums, these really are special rums. I'm really,
They're fantastic.
everybody here has been very, very appreciative of the talk and of the rums. They're great.
Yeah, we're gonna have to, Jay, get a hold of you and we're gonna have to order a few of these also for Orlando.
You better tell Brock to restock.
Well, some of them we can't restock because we're sold out. Just, you know. So the Trinidad, we were down to one bottle, but someone just bought that. You can go. Somebody just brought it.
You live in Virginia.
Lucky you.
But the Fiji's down to 3 bottles, which is the other limited one. I believe the rest of
One
them,
of those too.
there should be more coming. But just FYI, I mean, the other stores do have some. I know 5 Star didn't get any Trinidad, I don't think. I don't know about in South Florida. I believe Big Game and Primo have a few, but the Trinidad is the one that that's almost gone for life. But I was gonna say, Johann, I don't know. I think maybe that the people want to hear something that I know, but they don't know. Maybe if you want to share.
Share.
Yeah.
Totally forgot about this. No, guys.
I wasn't gonna let you forget.
No, you're right. Thank you, Jay. No, I mean, to give you a little surprise. I mean, I've been saying, okay, guys, I want to give you some more agricole, some Trinidad, but at least one thing I can be sure about right now is that we are going to bottle exclusively for the Florida Rum Society Transcontinental single cask this year. So it's just going to be for you guys, and it's going to be written Florida Rum Society Transcontinental. So super limited edition. I can't tell you which origin right now because we're gonna give you guys a choice. I know that Brock, Sam, Eddie, and Benny, plus Jay and Chris, they're gonna try different samples. I'm gonna ship you within a few weeks. So it's up to after that. It's gonna be up to you guys and to decide what you're gonna want to have for this year. But I'm really happy to do this for you. I mean, now I know you, so it seems obvious, like to let you have one special single cask just for you. So I'm really happy to make this announcement.
Well, you could see everyone dancing and clapping, which I think it's a funny story. So when we started these a year ago-ish, right? We would tell people like, oh, you should do a special barrel for us because we're cool. And this is when there's only 15 of us on the call. But the fact that you're coming on telling us before we even asked that we're doing something special. So so more details to come. But thank you to obviously Kate, who had to drop off. She had connection issues, and Chris Rich from Progress. Along with Brock, of course, because Brock always has a hand in these things. But they were able to organize the start of this, and we're going to to hopefully get something that everyone loves. We wish we can involve everyone, but we have quite the panel that we'll work with Johann, of course, to he's going to pick some amazing stuff for us to look at. So more to come as that comes. But I have to ask, is it going to be in the fancy box that opens?
I'm not sure. We are developing a new box, even better. But what I can tell you is that I'm gonna give you a few boats, and you're gonna be able to choose the boats you want also for the labels. So you can choose at the same time the barrel and the boat.
I didn't know there was boat choices. That's news to me even.
So yeah, guys, you're really lucky. Kate loves you so much. I was obliged. I mean, I couldn't say no. So you can say thanks, Kate, also.
The boat choices. It's just going to be 5 different pictures of the SS Minnow.
Well, thank you. I mean, of course, that's very, very exciting. So so more to come as we get that going. But excited that this group was able to have such rum love power to bring us, because I think we were like number 2 or 3 in the most consumption of rum states, but after this year we're going to be number 1. That was my goal a year ago. So
just this group is number 2 in rum consumption.
I think
Correct, Chris.
the whole state of New York and California are ahead of us, but just the
FRS.
Yeah, we're number 2, exactly 3. So we're gonna work on that.
What is the rum consumption by people in the Florida states?
Well, I have no clue. Should I know that? I probably
1 million barrels.
Oh, Rob Crabtree, how much rum do you pour on any given night? You probably know.
Oh, I mean, we pour a ton, but I mean, regardless, like overall, Florida is starting to drink good rum. Florida always drank a lot of cheap rum, but Florida's drinking good rum. And that's the change we've seen this year. That's the most important part.
I agree.
Yeah, and guys, please get to Boat Drinks. Use the drink tickets that we sent you and drink some of that excellent rum.
Yes, come see me.
It's like I haven't had the pleasure of getting there, but I know it's like the best hat in the business.
It's actually very I don't know if you saw, Rob, I know you're a busy man, but Travis was singing your praises. Was it just yesterday? This morning?
This morning, I haven't had a chance to respond, but I did see it. It's been a hectic day, but yes, we had Travis in last week and it was awesome.
So you have a fan for life in Travis, and I know that that I was able to visit in November and had an amazing experience. So hopefully more of us can get over there as life becomes more doable of those things. And now we have even a bit more better reason to go, because Kate's buying us all a drink. Do you have drinks in mind, Rob?
There at some point.
Do you have Transcontinental?
Next trip, Jan. Next trip to Florida. Next trip.
Yes.
Perfect. And yes, I have all the Transcontinental that are available, as well as some that aren't available in the state. So if you ask nicely, I might share.
Oh, do you have some Barbados there?
I have some of the single cast from the other states.
Oh, awesome.
And soon you'll have the Florida single cast.
Yes.
That someone will come to you and say, can I trade for it? And you'll be like, this one's really special, so maybe not.
We'll see. Pirate rules, always open to trade.
Awesome. Any other questions while we have a few minutes here? Anyone? Comments, favorites? Nothing? We're gonna let
John.
We'll let John go to bed.
Yes.
How long have you been with TCRL?
Me? You mean managing
Johann.
the brand?
Right. You just joined as brand manager.
As brand, okay. Yes. Because in fact, I've been managing the whole brand for 2 months. But by this I mean like all the production process, like from developing the label to the production. But I was already in charge of the rum selection for more than 1 year, in fact. I was already in charge of our stock in cognac. So we have some cask in cognac. So I was already in charge of the how to say it, of the stock. So I'm buying, I'm selecting the rum for Transcontinental and some other range, rum range that we have in Europe. For instance, we have one range which is Rum of the World. We don't have it right now in the US, but maybe in the future. And for only 2 months, that's right, I've been managing the whole brand.
And then there was a question, I think it was Jeff, about finishing in different casks. Have you guys thought about doing multiple cask finishes?
If you have seen to do what?
I think the question was if you're thinking of taking something, getting it shipped to us and in like a bourbon cask or whatever, and then moving it from a bourbon cask to an Armagnac cask, and then from an Armagnac cask to a different cask, like a tertiary.
You mean multiple aging?
Yeah, I think that was the question.
Okay.
That's what I gleaned from that. I'm not sure.
I mean, I don't know. Why not trying? I mean, at the same time, I like to do some experimentation in terms of aging, but I want also to keep the rum like authentic. I mean, for instance, I tried a couple of months ago an agricole rum from HAC, and it was finished in a peated whiskey barrel. I mean, it's a great experimentation, but I mean, you don't feel the rum anymore. You just feel the peat and the smoke. So this is personally not the type of rum I want to drink. In fact, if I want to drink some rum, I want it to taste the rum. So, but like I was saying before, I have nothing about experimentation. I mean, the world of rum is so diverse. So that's cool that people they want to try some stuff new. But I like the innovations, but not too much. So, for instance, you will never see me, age a rum in a peated whiskey barrel. For instance, it will never happen. I can promise this. It will never happen because, to my mind, it's not useful. But why not? Why not? I mean, we are, most of the rum are aged in bourbon cask, but it's due to geographical reason because Kentucky, Tennessee, etc. They are close to the Caribbean Sea. But for instance, in the Indian Ocean, for instance, the Reunion Island, they are using a much more cognac cask because it's easier for them to get cognac cask from France instead of bourbon cask. So you have always also economical and geographical reason about the cask that producers are using. But in our new distillery, the distillery of Port-au-Prince in Haiti, to age our rum Providence, we are using ex-Providence rum cask. So we started for instance, to put some white rum in a new American oak, but we are just letting them 1 month. Then we move the rum to another cask, just in order to have kind of ex-Providence rum cask. So you can do whatever you want. If you have time and money, and you can even develop your own barrel. A distillery like Naison, Naison in Martinique, they have developed profiles 105 and profile 107, and they are using their own barrel. They are developing their own barrel with a barrel maker in France. So I think that experimentation is good, but not too much.
Perfect. I agree. Awesome. Well, John, thank you so much for spending some time with us. I think, I mean, it was a fantastic education and rum night. I know that I had a really hard week, so this was a breath of fresh air. And I know that some people that I talk to often also did. So we are very thrilled for you guys spending time with us. And Jan actually mentioned we were talking about the dues. And so I definitely wanted to call out that we don't have any dues to the Florida Rum Society because of the support of fantastic rums like Transcontinental Rum Line. So, so super shout out. And some of the Fiji also just got bought. So don't rest on some of those ones that aren't going to be around long. But thank you FRS for hanging, drinking, sipping, mixing, questioning, chatting with us. And one day, very soon, we'll all go to boat drinks together and do a FRS takeover, which I think Rob would support that decision for sure.
Yeah, one I want to say thank you very much, and the really important part of this is Johann can get all the barrels he can get his hands on. He can age them how he wants. He can bottle them when he wants. He can design a great label and put that in a box and ship it to me here in New York, and then we can ship it all over the country. But without people that are going to get those bottles at the store, open them up and share them with their friends, what we do is a pointless exercise, really. And I think that, you know, thank you guys for being there and for appreciating the product. That really is the end goal of everything we do is people opening bottles and being happy about it. And in a slightly better world than we live in right now, sharing them with friends.
Yeah, thank you.
Happy
Great
to.
job, like always.
Thank you guys.
No, thank you guys.
Thank you.
I can come back whenever you want. This was one of the best experience I did. In fact, I mean it's too high, half past 3 in France, but I'm like super wake up. I mean, I could have.
You're just gonna get up and head into the office now.
2 more hours. No, I took my day off tomorrow, especially for you guys. I took my day off, so no, don't worry about this. So yeah, but feel free to welcome me next time to present you as the Transcontinental Florida Rum Society single cask.
We do some member only chats where we just bring up stuff and talk about it. So you're welcome anytime just to hang out and riff with us if you want to stay up till 2 a.m.
No, and no club in Paris right now. We have a lockdown from 6 p.m. So yeah, no.
Jay, the party's right here, man. Get with
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
This is it.
Awesome. Well, thank you all again. I wish everyone a great night, and we definitely appreciate the time that you've spent with us and the time that everyone has spent with us. So,
Thank
cheers.
you all.
Thanks. Cheers.
Cheers,
Thank you.
everybody.
Everybody.
Good night.
Cheers.
Good night, everyone.
Night.
Good night.
John.
Good evening.
Rob.
Bye-bye.